Welcome to Apex Philosophy, the perfect place to find motivation. Be sure to subscribe and listen every day so you can become your best self. The law of narcissism. Turn self-love into empathy. A summary based on Robert Greene's book, The Laws of Human Nature. Do you have an unhealthy obsession with yourself? Today we are going to discuss narcissism and empathy, according to Robert Greene. I highly recommend that you read The Laws of Human Nature for more details. Law number 2. The law of narcissism. Turn self-love into empathy. The second law is called the law of narcissism. We must note that humans have the innate ability to empathise with their fellow human beings. However, this is not always the case. Some get blinded by their own self-centeredness. They are absorbed into the idea of their own self. Then again, since we are a biological species, the sense of self-worth still relies on the quality of our interactions. However, narcissists do this at varying degrees. For example, we have deep narcissists that lack their own sense of self. Their worth comes from the attention of others, and they are expert manipulators. Meanwhile, we have functional narcissists that are ideal leaders. These type of people have a strong sense of self while also having the capacity to not be too tempted to go to extremes. Lastly, we have healthy narcissists, which we all strive to be. The key point here is that we should have a resilient sense of self while still caring for others. Our senses should be focused outwards and not inwards. To achieve this, here are 4 skills that enhance our empathy toward others. Empathetic attitude. First, we should all have an empathetic attitude. Have you ever met someone ignorant about the world around them? They don't care if they inconvenience other people. They just feel like the world revolves around them. We can't do anything about this because this is a part of our reality. As such, we need to reduce our judgments of other people. We shouldn't have biases. Even if they're your friend, it doesn't mean that you should just let their bad behaviour go. Additionally, when we reduce our judgments, we must also learn to listen to our inner conversations. Before you judge someone, you must think about where that kind of judgment is coming from. A simple example of this is judging people for their clothing. The traditional and older generations have apprehensions against women wearing less covering. They think it's improper. But again, they grew up in that kind of environment. And so, you shouldn't assume that you have similar views with the rest of the people in this world. You should be open to new things and accept the fact that time brings change. Visceral empathy. The next skill is visceral empathy, which means that you need to pay attention to people's reactions. As the saying goes, actions speak louder than words. In the same way, you would often know how someone feels when reacting to certain situations. It can be through their body language or the tone of their voice. For example, when a person is sad, you also need to show them that you are sad for them. It would be rude to just laugh at them. It would hurt their feelings if you tell them to disregard it because we should all just be happy. Analytic empathy. Another skill is analytic empathy. This occurs when a person gathers information about his or her fellow to know them. This often happens when a person would like to build a good relationship, such as being friends or dating. You get to know their birthdays, their favourite food, and when they're happy and sad. Direct and indirect feedback. Lastly, we have direct and/or indirect feedback. This occurs when one has established a foundation through a relationship and inquiring about the skills that one has developed. For example, this is important especially during marriage to keep the relationship healthy. Sometimes people become disappointed in the behaviour of their spouse, but they keep it to themselves until it boils up. You shouldn't do this. Communicate and explore methods of opening up to each other. Have at least an honest hour once a month so you can review your mistakes and make it up to your partner. We are all selfish to an extent. However, it is important to learn to empathise with others. One of the best ways of doing that is to first understand yourself. Why do you do what you do? What motivates you? What do you feel when XYZ happens to you, etc.? Then you can learn to put yourself into someone else's shoes. The more you know about them, the better you will be at empathizing with them. In our next video, we will be covering how to see through people's masks. Thank you for listening. Comment below, do you struggle to empathize and understand others? Don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.